Hello and welcome to the Claret and Blue podcast. I'm your host, Dan Rolinson, joined by Matthew Kendrick. Matthew, how's things?
I'm feeling foursome. It's like awesome with an F because we scored 4. You get me?
Yeah. Good. I've put the title of this as Aston Villa return to winning ways in the league. Before any of you start, yes, I know we won in the Europa League, but in the league, started a new winning run, haven't we? I'm hoping.
I hope so. Yeah, it's just looking at the table before Liverpool and Man City kicked off. We're back in the higher echelons, aren't we? So it's a nice strong position for us to sustain our latest push for Europe, I think.
Yeah, it feels good, doesn't it? It's always nice to have one of those games where there is no jeopardy towards the end of the match. That weird feeling of we're winning a game and like there's nothing no one can do about it. We're going to win this pretty comfortably and everyone's going to be happy. It's a really nice, relaxed feeling, isn't it?
Yeah, my nephew was saying it's great to be over the line, and not worry about a last minute equaliser or whatever. But God, you be such bloody never happy, or my family of Villa fans are never happy anyway. Like, yeah, but it's not as dramatic, is it? No, it's not. That's the point. We can just chill out for a little bit. But I don't know. I think the scoreline. I don't say the scoreline flattered us. But I thought it was a really, really good performance. Like throughout, they had a bit of the ball, didn't they? Kind of probably the first 20 minutes, the second half, or whatever. I don't think he did flatter us really, because I just thought we were formidable.
How many of them you got lined up?
I don't know, 4 probably. I don't know, 4. Wasn't it good? I'm done, mate. Sorry, I'm all punned out.
I doubt that very much. Shout out to the live comments, those who are tuning in live. You can see them on screen for those that are watching on YouTube on Matt's, as you're watching right-hand side, but your left hand, if you want to point towards your left side where those comments are. Can you do this? I knew it the wrong way. There they are. Get your comments in and we'll read some of them out, I'm sure. Would you go as far, Matt, to say that today was swashbuckling?
Would I say it's spotting? No, because it hasn't got a four related pun in it, has it? Really? No, it was like a gift from. No, I can't think of one. It was, it probably was swashbuckling in places. We did play some remarkable football, to be honest. I'm sure we'll get on to the man of the match and stuff, but the little man was magnificent today, wasn't he?
John Townley.
Yeah, the way he ate those pieces of rice with a cocktail stick. Episode in it.
That is a different episode. Liverpool are losing 3-0 to Manchester City, which puts us up a place further. So we're 6th now. Hey, get in on goal difference, which is lovely to see. You're right though. Nice to kind of be serious for a second. Nice for us to get back up where we feel like we should be. There's 5 clubs on 18 points now. Tottenham are 5th, then Villa 6th, Man United 7th. Liverpool now drop down to 8th with add the current scoreline. And Bournemouth are today's opponents also on 18. So it's very congested. A point behind Sunderland, 2 behind Chelsea, and then a few more behind Man City and Arsenal, which I don't have the maths in my head to work that out. But that's where we should be, and that's where I've always felt like we get back to. And I bring it up every episode, and I retweet it onto my timeline every game that we win. There were people asking us about relegation 4 or 5 games into the season, which was very premature, even at the time. But as time goes on, yes, the defeat at Liverpool wasn't good, and Martinez did this and that, and we criticised him then, and we'll praise him today, and that's how football works. But this is the real Villa, isn't it? We've won 4 games in a row. We lost to Liverpool. Now we've come back, and this is not and I know that no one thinks this, but this isn't a Bournemouth side that are like plucky little underdogs who might finish 14th, and that's a great season for them. They're good now. Under Iraola, they're a very good side. To beat them 4-0, it's like the games we've had in seasons gone past where like a really informed Newcastle comes to Villa Park and we beat them. And it's like, oh, that's like a proper game. This is one of them. This is a really, really good performance and a great result against a side that I think will be up in the top 8 or 9 in the Premier League at the end of the season. This is like one of our direct rivals.
Can you remember the last time we scored 4?
It feels like it's probably going to... Do you know the answer?
Yeah.
Okay. I feel like it's probably going to be longer ago than I think it should be.
I think it's probably about 15 seconds ago when you referenced the exact team that we beat.
Oh, Newcastle.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Forehead says Engine. I don't know whether that's directed at me or you, but I'm sure we'll.
Yeah, I think it's probably a 5 and a 6 head, isn't it, between the two of us?
Yeah, I'll let people decide which is which.
Yeah, it was Newcastle when we beat them 4-1 at Villa Park back in April, according to Soccer Base.
Yeah.
So yeah, but yeah, it did feel like. I mean, Villa Park. I don't know what the stats are now, but our Villa Park record must be,
it's ridiculous, isn't it? Really,
must be phenomenal, hadn't it? To be honest, but that genuinely, we've been brilliant at there, and it's just I mean, our away form hasn't been terrible, to be honest. But if our away form could be anything like our home form, then we've got a serious. I'm not saying this is the case, but if we could start picking up points regularly away from home, then we've got a crack at the dare I say it, the top 4 again. Is that too soon?
No, I don't think it is. I feel like it's been a bit of a strange season generally across the board so far. That I've not really been hugely impressed by anybody. I think a lot of teams still have their flaws. Now, Villa are going to have to win plenty more games to finish in the top 4 this season and have to take points off some of those big boys around us. But going to Spurs away and winning, City at home winning, Bournemouth at home winning. If you can beat Arsenal in a couple of weeks, or I think Man United come here as well, don't they? Early December, I think it is. Teams that are in and around us at the moment, if you can take some points off them and show what you're about, then absolutely Villa can put a run together for the top 4, certainly the top 6. Like, I always kept the faith that this was a good side. It's a good manager with a good squad, and it has its flaws as well, like a lot of the other teams around it. We've spoken about a lot of those. He's guessing up to scratch. What's the cover for Pau Torres, Dean versus Matson? There's lots of still question marks around some of that squad, but ultimately, and whilst we talk about him a lot, again, Ollie Watkins has gone another game without scoring. Our team is good as a whole, and something we didn't have last year was goals across the park. We have that now. Buendia's stepped up again, and Nana's got a couple this season, and that's what you need. You want the team as a whole to step up and put a performance in as teammates and as a group of people, and that's what I think we're seeing more of this season, that we aren't reliant on one individual or a couple of individuals.
Yeah, I mean, it's took. As I'm just checking there because I'm just wanted to fact check. As Onana's that was his first goal, wasn't it, today?
This season?
Yeah,
I might be getting one mixed up in Europe. He scored outside the box at another point. I thought, no, that was back in the last year.
That's what I'm here for readers and listeners and viewers.
Readers.
Well, you never know. You can read the comments. If Dan's going to make these ridiculous claims, again, my friend at Soccer Base says that that's his first goal today, Dan. So. Okay, I don't want to be associated with this kind of shoddiness. What was the question?
Don't know. You tell me.
Oh shit! Put myself on the spot there. Phil, for a minute.
And you swore. Damn you!
Oh, God, honestly. Anyway, what was I going to say? Yeah, goals across the pitch. We have needed our midfielders to contribute more, and 3 of them did today. Yeah, I thought there were. Well, the Marlon one, the non-midfielder goal, was a little bit spawning.
Should have been Tielemans, really, shouldn't it? Another midfielder.
It should really, yeah, because we've had 4 midfielders. We continue the theme of 4. We challenge it for the top 4.
Yeah. Damn you, Marlon, for ruining it.
Bloody Donny. But yeah, no, I thought the goals were quality, to be honest, with the exception of that one, which it was still a well-worked goal. The ball from Sancho to set up the shooting opportunity for Tielemans was top class. It was just a game where they just reminded us of how lucky we are in terms of we've got some great footballers in that team now, and when they're all on song, we are one of the top teams in the division. It's just making sure they're all clicking at the same time, isn't it?
But I never expected that specific performance. I did think, and I predicted just to win. I'm just trying to find a comment on our YouTube show from the pre-game, that the fan zone, where somebody did actually predict 4-0. So shout out to Blake AVFC, who said today is the day we click 4-0 up the Villa. That was 8 hours ago, to be fair. So it was pre-game. Now, I did call on that show that I thought this could be the game of the weekend. It looks like Man City Liverpool might actually turn out to be that, but you've got Spurs Man United, you've got that game, which sometimes they're good, sometimes they're not. But Villa Bournemouth was interesting. Emery versus Iraola, they're good. I think we're good at home. Both teams will want to be in Europe. Like, it had the making of an interesting game that I thought it might be like a nice close 2-1 that's really competitive, or 2-2 or something, I never would have gone 4-0 Villa. Would you? Like, I thought we might win, but not to that level. They have a good side. I really want to stress that.
Yeah, I didn't think we'd lose today, but I thought it'd be like you, like a 1-goal win, whether that
Yeah.
was a 1-0 or a 2-1. But I know they've won the penalty, and Martinez has pulled off that magnificent save from the deflected shot. Was it? I can't remember who it. Was it Clivert? But we've kept. Not only have we played some really impressive stuff going forwards, but I think we've kept a lid on them for most of the game. To be honest, I was a bit worried about them, the pace they've got on the counter attack, and them cause us problems that way. But I think it was just a very, very comprehensive, measured performance across the pitch, really.
Yeah. There's a game, I can't remember the specific opponent, but I remember John coming on and saying that, almost like, that meme of poking, and it's like, come on, do something. I kind of had that feeling of like, Bournemouth are better than what they're, and some of that is us that we're stopping them. You're absolutely right, but I expected more from them as well. I thought we'd be in danger. I thought we'd suffer, to coin a modern football phrase, that we'd have periods of, Christ, we're in trouble here because these are good and they're dangerous on the break. I didn't really see any of that, and I want us to win, but I wanted to see more of that because I know they're a good side. Semenyo, I thought, it's like, it's not just down to him, but he's a great player that had a real off day of nothing really went right, culminating with that penalty save as well. So I like how good we were, of course. Don't get me wrong, I'm getting it twisted. I wanted Bournemouth to do well. I absolutely want us to do well. But it was a bit like, this is very one-sided. I thought they'd be better than that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I wish every team would come and be worse than they ever are.
Absolutely.
I don't need it to be a massive contest where teams are raining blows on each other. I'm happy for Villa to, win by a knockout after 3 minutes. Well, there nearly was. I didn't set that up, but there really nearly was a knockout after 3 minutes. One that was horrible. That was. It was.
I almost heard it. It was that bad.
Yeah, you don't see. I mean, you don't see footballers bleed as much anymore nowadays. That must have been a throwback to the past.
He'd have been Terry Butcher bandage though, wouldn't he? If it was anything like the past, he'd been allowed to play on. Utter woke nonsense, concussion. No, I'm not having that. Not allowed. That was bad. That was nasty. First few minutes, and I actually thought that set up for quite a weird game to begin with. It was very stop-start. Obviously, a long stoppage to begin with. I actually think. And I don't want to over-egg this a little bit, making out like I love Bournemouth. I didn't realise they were that like almost dirty or nasty. Like lots of like rubbish fouls and like really like breaking up play. I thought they were better. I'm disappointed in you, Bournemouth. I thought you were better than that.
Yeah, you've let yourselves down there, Bournemouth, to be honest. Coming around and kicking our lovely footballers.
I
tell you what I did enjoy early on. I did enjoy when it was what the FNL was, that tennis.
That was good.
On it a couple of times because they obviously fluffed the free kick, and I think we rolled the ball out of play with a bad pass, and then they did a foul throw, didn't they? I was thinking I wanted Buendia's goal to go in more so they couldn't shout what the FNL is about to get at us than they did for the actual goal. I thought he's going to sky it over the whole 10 now, and they're going to have the moral high ground again with it. What a finish that was, that free kick.
Very nice. Should we do the man of the match?
I think there's a bit of a spoiler alert here, isn't there? Yeah, go on then, let's do it.
Probably. It's everybody's favourite section. It's time for the Man of the Match award, and we're going to pick our top 3 in order. And if there wasn't 3 good players, it's a bit of tough isn't it? Well, this is one of those ones where there is more than probably 3 players we could pick as potential man of the match candidates, and obviously there's 4 goal scorers. The easy thing to do is pick a goal scorer, although you could probably write out Marlon, can't you? It's not really done much of his goal.
Quite a nice little back heel, mate. I didn't see it coming.
Was it a back heel, was it?
No, it hit him on the heel.
I was going to say, I've not seen it back. Buendia, everyone who listens to this podcast knows I've always rated him from the start. That's that. Very, very good. Covers a lot of ground. A lot of the things that we praise Buendia for his creative output and going forward. A lot of his work rate and his energy and his desire is something that, when sometimes the quality might not be there, you can always count on him to run around a bit and show that he cares. And I think that's really important. But when the quality is there, you've all of a sudden got this player that's a little bundle of energy, like a John McGinn, who can kind of set the tone for games. So without talking about the others just yet, I think Buendia probably would be the pick. He scored the first one, and was like I say, was everywhere.
Yeah, he was magnificent. And I've heard him described as a lot of things like the greatest Argentinian ever to wear the number 10 shirt in football. You know, the South American Harvey Elliott. I've heard like all of these plaudits today. And I'm glad that you've said that he was everywhere because I've got a new chant for him. Do you want to hear it?
Please, yeah.
Oh, I want to be with you anywhere.
It's not bad.
Do you like it?
Yeah.
I've got. I have actually got a shame filter in there somewhere, but
it don't get recognised very often, does it? The shame filter.
No, the people who are listening to this, do you want to describe the colour of me, Dan?
Well, I mean, we've got a background on the StreamYard of a shirt from the 90s that probably isn't the right colour of claret. It's more pink, and it's that kind of pink that he's gone, but it's mellowed a bit now. The live comments
blew in my eyes, though. To be fair,
yeah, the live comments haven't reacted to that yet, so I think you might have gotten away with that. So
everybody saw it, mate.
yeah, don't worry about it. That won't live. I'll edit it out. Don't worry.
Let's hope my dodgy internet just kicked in again then for those 7 seconds. He was the little man was magnificent, and the only time he put a foot wrong was when he ran the absolute length of the pitch to track back, won the ball back down by the Trinity, down by the North Stand goal line, and then somehow managed to do the easiest thing wrong and pass the ball out for a corner.
Yeah.
But you forgive him that because he's so tenacious, isn't he? And I don't want to kind of patronise him because he's a professional athlete and he's clearly had to have a competitive streak and a level of aggression to get where he's got. But he's so brave.
Yeah.
You know, he'll put his foot in. Doesn't matter whether somebody's twice the size or whatever. And in terms of a revival, I never saw this coming, Dan.
No, I didn't. I joked about
the summer. If he'd have left in the summer permanently, I'd have, you'd remembered a couple of the good times, but you'd have wished him well on his journey, and you probably would have thought we wouldn't have missed him.
Yeah,
but he's become a key player, hasn't he?
Yeah, absolutely.
Should be starting on his current form, and I hope that I think I said that the novelty would, this run of form would wear off, and other players around him would usurp him and take his place. I hope it doesn't now because I think he's giving himself a real platform to continue to shine. And I thought when he went off injured the other week, I thought, is that it now? Is that he's had his moment? And now,
I thought that was going to be at least like a 6-week, 9-week kind of job. There's a couple of things with Buendia. Obviously, I joke there. Like I've always rated him. Obviously, in the summer, I didn't rate him. That's probably going too far the other way. But I was absolutely open to letting him leave, and so were Villa, by the way. Like I can't stress that enough. They were happy to see him go. He's been actively looking to leave the club. He was on loan last season, and the plan would have been for him to go. And if an offer comes in that Villa deemed acceptable, he'd have gone. And I think, as you say, he'd have gone with, well, that didn't really work out. Seems like a nice guy, not really probably Premier League level. All the best, see you later. And I don't think anyone really would have cared too much, to be honest. And fair play to Buendia. I think he'd have gone and worked hard somewhere else. And he might have been good for that team. We'd have gone, maybe there was something in there. It just didn't work out at Villa. Nobody could foresee this coming to the point of, I don't think the club and Emery and the recruitment saw it coming, that I don't think we're seeing much of Harvey Elliott because of Emery Buendia. I think he's basically taken those minutes from him to now that we're probably thinking, well, Elliott might go back to Liverpool in January and we'll use his obligation money to spend elsewhere. So we've got Buendia. Don't need him. And nobody would have thought that was coming. If you think back to how impactful Asensio was last year, and granted, not in every game, but definitely at the start, come in and score goals and was like, oh, this guy's got proper quality. Now, I'm not comparing Emery Buendia to Asensio in terms of what they've won and whatever else, but the impact that Asensio had was like, how do you replace that? Buendia's done it. He's as good as Asensio was for us, and I didn't think that was possible. So I'm massively impressed with Buendia this season. I'm more than happy to eat humble pie that I was wrong about him. But this is exactly what we were calling for. Affect games, be a difference maker, show that you're ready to play at this level in the Premier League, that you're a top 6 Premier League player that can go and win games. And that's exactly what he's done this season. So, yeah, as Damien says there, dream scenario for a manager, that you've had a player you want to let go, but they stay and they actually end up being an improvement for you. Like, perfect.
Yeah, and it's a kind of a rare quality of a flair player to have the work rate that he's got as well.
Yeah,
you know, part of the reason why I think we're able to stamp our mark on the game today was that Buendia was relentless in covering as much ground as he could and sticking his foot in and making himself a nuisance and getting us the ball back in areas where Bournemouth probably weren't expecting perhaps to be harassed and chased down like that. So he would be my number one. My number two would be his fellow countryman, fellow Emmy.
Yeah.
Martinez, it didn't the world's number one chant didn't go all around the ground, but there's a little burst of it after the penalty save, which was a great save. It wasn't the best penalty in the world, but it wasn't the worst penalty in the world either.
I thought it was a good save, yeah.
And that save that he made from that deflection was Emi Martinez at his absolute best.
Yeah.
I mean, I think sometimes he's got the ball at his feet so much that we forget he's actually got hands. But he's pretty good with them. And yeah, who knows what the future will bring. I think he's ours for the season. I don't think he'll go anywhere in January. I mean, I stand to be corrected. But maybe we'll seek pastures new next summer. But in the meantime, I think we're still blessed. I know we've had our hearts broken a little bit by what went on in the summer, but I think we're still blessed to have a goalkeeper of his quality. And those two saves, came at times when we hadn't got the game fully won.
No.
So it could have looked different if either of those had gone in. Ultimately, that's given us the platform to go and win comfortably, really.
Yeah, Emi Martinez has done exactly the opposite that he did against Liverpool, where I think he cost us the game in the mistake that we spoke about, and whether you thought that was execution or we shouldn't be playing that way or whatever, that's done now. That ultimately changed that game. Today's the other way. If that deflected shot goes in because he doesn't get back in time to tip it over the bar, which is a fantastic save. Like, sounds daft, doesn't it? Because you think of fantastic save in a well-worked move and gets a shot away, but deflected shot, you just got to get back, and he does it very well, and it's very, very good. If that goes in, or the penalty goes in, what is that at that point then? Would it have been 2-1 or 1-1? I can't quite remember, but they're certainly straight back into it. I don't know whether we necessarily do go on to win that game then. So he's affected the game in the total opposite direction this way, that he's helped us go on to win the game, and that's what he's there for. And it is easy sometimes to get carried away too far one way or the other. That mistake against Liverpool, I hate him. He should never play for us again. This one, he's the world's number one again now, and I love him. And I hope he stays forever. There's a middle ground somewhere where I think over the course of a season, having Emi Martinez in goal will be of benefit to Villa. We got loads of comments afterwards of, Bezot's pretty good, play him. Watkins isn't scoring goals, well, Marlon's pretty good, play him. And I thought in the Q&A that I think, and this is maybe, I don't know, some people might disagree, Martinez and Watkins versus Bezot and Marlon, I think that's a fundamentally worse team, Bezot and Marlon. I don't think Villa would win as many points without Watkins and without Martinez. Obviously, two ends of the pitch. Now, just on Watkins, I've not seen this because obviously I've been in the car, got straight back home. People in the comments are suggesting that the Sky man of the match went to Ollie Watkins, which surprises me. I don't know whether that's even true or not. Obviously, he's not scored. You want to talk about Watkins a bit?
There's a fella who as I was leaving the Trinity today after the match who clocked me. He said clocked me. He saw me. He didn't swing at me.
Punch you around the face.
He may do now after he's heard me sing that. But I had a quick chat with him. He said, "Oh, Matt, make sure you represent Watkins today. He didn't score, and Marlon's probably, fluked his way into getting the popular vote today ahead of him. But I thought he worked really hard and did everything that he could for the team.
And I agree with that. That's what we've praised him for. That he's at the moment, yes, he's not scoring, blah blah blah, but I think he's doing pretty much everything he can. But that for the team, his work rate, his hold up plays, runs. Some people won't like that. They want strikers should score goals, right? That's what they're there for, and I agree. One goal in 15 games, whatever it is not good enough. But I think Villa aren't as good a side as they are when Ollie Watkins doesn't play that role. We need a striker to score goals. I saw a comment before. Well, we scored 4 without him today. Him specifically getting the goal. I mean, to be fair, Nana's is probably nothing to do with Watkins, and neither is the free kick Buendia puts in. But I think as a team, Villa play better when Watkins is on form. As a footballer, I am just desperate for him, as much as anything, to actually be the one who's putting the ball in the net as well. So I think that is important. But I think he's doing everything else pretty well at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, this is a very simplistic way to look at it. I worry more about Ollie Watkins' goal drought on times when we draw a big fat nil.
Yeah.
In our
Yeah.
games when we've scored 4. And you're right, you can't directly probably link him to any of the goals, to be honest. But
Certainly not Marlon's, because he wasn't on the pitch at that point.
well, no, nor Ross Barks, I don't think, was he? I don't know whether he was by then. But either way, and this might be a bit of a stretch, but the fact that he has been, I suppose, putting him out there, putting himself out for the team and working hard and, doing some of the glamorous things, that has enabled Villa to either get hold of the ball or to, tire defenders and give other players opportunities
space as well.
Give them space. So, yeah, I do feel frustrated for him. Not as frustrated as I would have been if he hadn't already gone past that record, got that Premier League goals record. You all know my thoughts on that. So, yeah, I'd rather have him than not have him, to be honest. And I don't mind him starting, him playing 70 minutes and then having an option off the bench that can turn things round. We've had this before, haven't we? He's seen off different challenges in the past. Now, he managed to see off Danny Ings because it was quite clear that he was a more mobile, more able, more current Premier League striker than Danny Ings at that stage. He's seen off John Duran. Now, that was John Duran deciding to leave for a new challenge or for a few quid. He's seen off Marcus Rashford. Now, I know there was a lot of fuss about the Rashford thing when, Watkins was supposedly, got the hump for Rashford starting in a couple of key games ahead of him. But he's seen off Rashford because we didn't sign Rashford. And Emery now thinks that he still is our number one choice for centre forward, despite Marlon. I think Marlon scored his 4th goal of the season for us today. And Watkins got 1. Is that right?
Yeah.
So he's got durability. I'll give him that. And like I said, I'm not so concerned about him drawing a blank on days when we've won and won convincingly.
Yeah, I completely agree. And as the reason he's not in the England squad, says Tuchel, is that he's been playing with a knock. So, give him some slack, I guess. And I absolutely know there will be people that are, but he's a striker and strikers need to score goals and he hasn't scored them, therefore he's not good enough to replace him. And that's fine. Maybe we do replace him in January, or we help him with a new signing in January and we replace him in the summer. Maybe the reason we don't want to trigger the Harvey Elliott obligation is because we want to spend 35 million on a forward. Fine. If that's the point we're at as a club, then I'll back Emery to go and find somebody else to be the main man. But until then, Ollie Watkins is our main striker. You have to back him. And I think the difference is, to be really blunt about it, between social media and what you see in the ground is it's Ollie out, he's crap, blah, blah, he's washed, he's this, that, he's that, the other. In the ground, he misses a chance or whatever, I can't quite remember. And it's the whole, and start singing his name. You support him. He's an Aston Villa player. That's what he needs.
Yeah. So the fellow who stopped me, his name was Ross, by the way. So Ross, I hope we've done our bit by standing up for him anyway.
We've done the Watkins propaganda section. That's what people will be telling us. Yeah.
Ross was Watkins' agent. I didn't
say
that.
Yeah. No, checks in the post and all that. Yeah. So we got 2 men of the match. 2 men of the match in Emmys, Buendia and Martinez. I think we're at the territory with the third of it could be anybody else. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of other players that played like 6.5, 7 out of 10. That would be, unless I'm missing somebody obvious, hard to nail down as like the other standout.
Yeah, Nana played well again, didn't he?
And scored. Yeah,
Kamara was really good. I think Kamara and McGinn, you're going to get a level of performance out of them every week, don't you? I thought Luca Dean did. I'm going to go through the whole team now, aren't I?
This is what I mean.
Luca Dean did well because Semenya did. He had a frustrating day from his own perspective, but also he wasn't allowed to play. Luca Dean did well. I don't know.
I think Anana probably is a good shout. He's scored the goal. The one I was thinking of was the Newcastle goal. Probably was that 4-1 actually, wasn't it? That was outside the box in a similar area, and I like that we're a little bit more like that. I mean, we had a question on the Q&A a few weeks ago, like, will we ever score inside the box again? And we kind of laughed it off because we'd scored 1 or 2 outside the box. I think 5 of our last 6 goals or something have been from outside the area. The 2 at Tottenham, Cash against City, obviously Buendia and Anana today all outside the area. Shoot more. Like, it sounds so simple, sometimes have a shot and it happens to go in. Like, you don't need to dance it through to the 6-yard line and then poke it in. You know, take a shot and take a chance. So I think Onana is playing more like the Onana that we thought we'd signed 12 months ago, a £50 million player. I think he looks more at that level now. Who'd have thought it, right? A bit more time and a run in the team actually helps a footballer show what they're worth. And I've had my doubts over him, and I know others have as well. Of, did we overspend? Yeah, probably. But I think he's definitely kind of trending in the right direction now, that I'm more happy with the output we're getting from him versus what we paid.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, he's weird, isn't he? Because he looks so ungainly because he's so big, but he's actually pretty good technically as well, isn't he?
Yeah.
And shout out to Rodgers for that goal as well, because the little nutmeg to set it up was delightful, really. You know, that's my favourite. I mean, I wasn't on last week, but the Kamara nutmeg, was it on Verts last week? That was probably the only highlight from Anfield. I do love a little nutmeg. Do you?
Yeah, nice, aren't they? Really satisfying.
I'm playing five-a-side with some veterans, not the veterans we saw on the pitch for Remembrance Day. I couldn't keep up with them. I saw them marching, mate. There's no way I could keep up with them.
Just while you mentioned that, by the way, sorry, the display was great, wasn't it? From the 1897 group and the Military Lions. That was really well put together. Really nice.
Yeah, it was good. I mean, I always worry about the bugler as well, where there's going to be a dodgy note, but I think it was pretty pitch perfect.
Yeah.
What was I talking about?
Sorry. You said you were going. You said you were off to play football with some veterans, and you love.
Oh yes, I'm going to try and pull out. I'm going to try and conjure up the spirit of Kamara and Rodgers by pulling out the little nutmeg. I think.
Oh, please get a video of it.
I'll probably just get swiped up. Somebody will probably just two-foot me and say, "Come on, Kendrick, you fat old man." Just they'll probably say track back like Buendia rather than trying to do the nutmegs like the other lot. What else was I going to say to you? Speaking of, well, I don't think he quite two-footed him, but how did their left back stay on?
Oh, was it the one on McGinn? Yeah, unbelievable. That's what I mean. Really quite dirty, some of it. I wasn't expecting that of them, and to get it, you're frustrated. You're not winning the game. You can kind of lash out a little bit, but a lot of niggly fouls and some that were a bit more than that was, just not very nice.
Was that the biggest away? Was that the biggest away following Bournemouth have ever bought?
It was full, wasn't it? They only had the bottom tier, but it's normally they've got the bottom tier and it's half empty. They're winning now, aren't they? So it's easy for them to show.
They must have bought the whole of Dean Court or whatever it's called nowadays, because it only holds about, I don't know, 10,000, it?
Yeah. 10,000.
Well,
did you shorten 1,000 then to thou?
Yeah, I've got to go, mate.
Okay, fine.
1,000.
Okay. Just quickly, I know you've got to go at 6:30 and it's 28 past. Barkley's header. What, I know that the selection of the goal. What a lovely header that was. Fair play.
I love a glancing header. What year were you born? 96?
5.
95. It was done from the other side of the pitch, but it reminds me of the goal that won the Wimbledon Crazy Gang, the FA Cup final against Liverpool. I think it was 1989. Laurie Sanchez glancing header. I do like a glancing header, and a man with my kind of hairdo. That's one that we can. That's one that I can pull off. Might try that tonight as well.
David says, joined a bit late. Have we chosen man of the match? Yes, we did. Emi Martinez, Emi Buendia, and Amadou Onana, the goal scorers, the penalty saver, and the goal line saver as well. Yeah, I think that's it, to be honest. We're kind of rushing through it a little bit because I know you need to leave. There'll be plenty of other things that we missed. However, we're doing a Q&A tomorrow, me and John Townley. So if you want to get involved with that, you can scan the following QR code on YouTube, which is just up here. That'll take you through to the mailbag where you can leave your comments and opinions and whatnot. We'll have a chat through those. This podcast is also sponsored by NordVPN and F Pro. You can get 20% off all the products at F Pro, which is a kids training, football training platform. And NordVPN is, well, it's a VPN. You know what a VPN is by now, I hope. A virtual private network. I just had an idea, by the way, for a Claret and Brew that we can probably do of a list, when we do like 3 each, 9 of like the most satisfying football things. A glancing header, the sound of the net rippling when it's a really nice finish. I think we can do a good little video out of that.
Do you know what I like? I don't want to give it away too much.
Save it.
You know when it just nicks up off the turf, so it's a half volley, but it only just clips off the turf. I think Tony Yeboah scored one of the classics of it, and you just kind of launch. I'm going to do one of them tonight.
What a performance you're going to have tonight if you pull all these off. A nutmeg, a glancing header, and a half volley. Oh, we will be there. We will be there for that.
I'm telling you, mate. Can I just give a shout out to Cammy and not Chris Kamara, Cammy and David. So Cammy is the niece of Ben, who's one of my Villa Park neighbours, and David is her fella. I was told that Cammy hadn't been to Villa Park before, so I did the usual before the game, saying, "Well, I hope you're not a jinx. Don't ruin it, because you won't be welcome back again." Guess what? You will be welcome back again. So hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah, good. Okay, nice. Thank you very much, Kendrick, for your time. As per, thanks to those who got involved in the live chat and helped take us in different directions throughout the show. As I said, we'll be back for the Q&A on Monday, so please do get involved, either in the comments or ideally to the mailbag, because that's easier for me. Obviously, it's an international break, so we have got a couple of bits and pieces, but it'll be a quieter period between now and the Leeds game. And I'm actually away at the end of the month as well, which we'll work out later down the line. I think we're doing our 1000th special this week, if I can edit it quick enough.
We've got to
the big thou. We have filmed it without giving too much away. Did you enjoy the filming of that?
I did, mate. I thought we were on fire, to be honest.
Yeah, when the fire alarm went off. Yeah, that was good. Hopefully, if I get a chance to edit that over the next few days, that will be out at the back end of the week or even next weekend. So please do keep your eye on that. It's well worth probably 2 hours of your time. It was a long one, but I really do think it was worth it. It's some good stuff in there. Right. Okay, Matt, thanks for joining me. I'm looking forward to this five-a-side thing. I might come, actually. Let me know where it is. I need to see this performance. It sounds like an all-timer.
Listen, it's dark in it. It's a Sunday night. It's a bit wet out there. You don't need to come. I'll tell you all about it, Dan. Don't you worry.
Is it a bit like Pele's goals? Like, is that long ago? Like, did they actually happen? Who knows? Right, that'll do. Matt, thanks for joining me. Thank you for watching along or listening to this episode of the Claret and Blue podcast, and we'll see you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.